Hello everyone. Today we are here with Giggles from Morals and Virtues.
Hello, everybody.
Is there anything you would like to say before we get started?
Nothing other than, hi everybody, thank you for tuning in and watching. Please support Cabot, because she's awesome. I haven't talked to her in a while, and I'm glad that she's doing good. And I hope that you guys have a nice time listening to us chat in the interview.
Well, we have a lot of questions for you, so we will start with questions to you as a narrator.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any plans for your channel?
When it comes to narrating, I know it's kind of up and down. I've been kind of taking like random hiatuses, if that's how you pronounce it. Like I'll narrate a story and then I'll like kind of stop for a while and then go back to narrating. The plans for the channel specifically for narrating is I'm really hoping to get around back to some short creepypastas, not ones that are too long, but just kind of get off the ground a bit more with some other narrations among other projects.
How did you come up with your channel name?
Alright, well this one isn't very creepy, I guess. It's Morals and Virtues. So I think everybody probably already knows this because everywhere I go they like call me like super Christian, and if that didn't give it away, I'm a Christian. So one thing that I did or started when I was 16 years old is I'd collect like little pieces of like wisdom or like little phrases that I guess sounded really neat but also had a lot of meaning to them. So like right now one of my favorite things to say is every villain is a victim. I would call this phrase a moral and virtue because no matter how much people might hurt you, you got to remember that maybe they're hurting too, and that's kind of why you see them as something like a conflict in your life. So the whole original reason why my channel name is Morals and Virtues is because no matter what I did with all the different gimmicks I am thinking about doing with my YouTube channel, I always want something to point back to God, and if you don't believe in God, then at least have something virtuous and moral to add to your daily dose of life.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did your persona come to be?
Giggles. Yeah, we're both Giggles. This is yet another thing that happened when I was 16. I started getting really good at card games, and I swear this had nothing to do with Lady Gaga. I thought, oh, it'd be like really cool if I made up a character that was the embodiment of a poker face. And the whole reason why I was making up this character was because I was going to a camp with my church, and there's a theme every year, and this one was cowboy poker. And so I was like, oh, I'll just take something from the poker section. So if you guys know what Giggles looks like, she has like, you know, that creepy Stitch smile and stuff like that. So I thought, oh, like if I like put this on my face and I wear a fedora and it covers my eyebrows, you can't really tell what I'm thinking. I kind of have this cheeky expression. You don't know what I'm thinking. Hence, she's the embodiment of a poker face. And later on, I just kind of named her Giggles, and I started using her for creepypastas and stuff.
How has narrating changed you?
I would say the simple act of narrating, minus the community, because the community was really, really good for me, I think, it definitely helped me with diction, which is, you know, how well you can pronounce words and how like clearly you speak and everything, which is something I took onto my acting stuff in college. And aside from that, I think narrating also has helped me like write a bit better because before I started writing my own stuff, I kind of like would see how other people would write it and how there's a specific style to each one while still being within the same genre. So it was really interesting seeing that, and it also, I know this is a lot of performance things, it also helped me with line delivery, which is yet another thing that I guess I apply in acting and whatnot.
How has narrating changed your life?
Oh, gee, that's a really good one. It's incredibly similar, but very good. It's not like incredibly drastic, but you know, obviously, like it's gonna be kind of weird from one end or another. Hearing that, like, oh, you're a Christian and you narrate creepypastas, that's a little weird and stuff. So, there's definitely been some I don't know if this is the right word, but for lack of a better word, I'm going to say it anyway, controversy, because like my mom is like, is this evil? Are you like worshiping Slender Man or whatever his name is? And I'm like, no, Mom, I'm not, and stuff. It definitely like I think it lets people know where I am on the creepy slash I guess nice level, because I guess I leave people with the first impression, oh, she's so cute, she's like this super sweet person, oh, she narrates creepypastas and stuff. However, you know, people still think I'm like super nice, which I hope I am. I would like to be branded as being kind and sweet and whatnot. But it's definitely, I guess, shown people who do know me that that I guess there's more to me than like birds and squirrels and stuff like that, and that I guess I have like that kick in my interests, or however you want to say it. So yeah.
And you are definitely known as one of the nicest people in the community.
Thank you very much. I like that.
Why did you start narrating?
Okay, so my first narrator was CreepyPasta, and then I found Mr. CreepyPasta, and I was like, who the heck is this joker? This isn't that British golden-voiced guy. And then I was like, oh, it's another one. Oh my gosh, there's like an entire community full of them. So at first I was just kind of making little reaction videos, which weren't all that exciting, because nowadays a lot of people do that. It's a lot more fun to watch for a video game rather than just a story and stuff like that. And then I thought, oh, like I was into voice acting beforehand, so I was like, oh, maybe if I narrate, this will help me with theatrical stuff, which obviously it did. I shared about that. But I also wanted to do it to get, I guess, give my character Giggles a bit more of a personality, not personality, but just like a reason to like exist and stuff, which is kind of ironic that I say exist. But I wanted to use her in something, and I also wanted to narrate creepypastas, because I just have a general like of them. So yeah, pretty bland, but yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
What creepypasta do you want to narrate, but are having trouble doing so?
Cleansing. Just kidding. Just kidding. That was a joke.
I did not see you do that one.
I just read it on my little list of the questions, and I was like, oh yeah, I should say this one. No, that's really, really bad. I'm never ever gonna narrate that one. I think one that I really want to narrate is maybe I don't know if many of you guys will know this one. It's called The Walls Have Ears. No. It was, darn it, I even forgot what it was called. That's how long it's been. But it was something about like the walls literally being able to hear. And for whatever reason, I've been wanting to do it for a while, but it's kind of lengthy. And I was like, maybe not. And I also needed a couple people. And I think I actually sent that story out to other people who were supposed to give me a voice back, but they got busy and stuff, and I wasn't able to do it. So I was like, let's put this one on hold for a while. So it's not really too significant, but yeah.
What creepypasta has made an impact on your life?
Definitely, and this is gonna sound cliche, but definitely Slender Man to an extent. Because whenever I think of him, I think of those girls who in Wisconsin did that whole thing, which is why we had the Narrators Unite live stream, and I was so happy to be part of that and raise money with everybody else alongside them to help others and whatnot. So whenever like I think of Slender Man, I always am like cautious about it. Like that thing that we made up with the stand for creativity, not reality, meaning that you should always have that that I guess line between knowing when things are real and knowing when things are fictional, and you could go play and whatnot and stuff. So it's like, I mean, I guess it kind of sounds vague when I explain it, but it's like moralless or virtuous, and that works. That's a better word. It's, I guess, a moral thing for me in that way, where whenever I see Slender Man or anything like that, I just kind of think, like kids are like watching stuff, and I gotta be a good example, and anything could happen. And also that whole thing that if you take out stuff from Pandora's box, another acting analogy, you have to make sure that you put it back before you can't put it back.
Okay. What creepypasta will you not narrate?
The Cleansing. I will not narrate any creepypastas that are inappropriate to that extent. If it's like, I guess like some people think that gore is inappropriate. I'm not one of those people. Gore doesn't bother me in the least. It's when things get like we all know what I'm saying when I say this, really inappropriate. That's when I will not narrate it. Gore, no problem. I think eventually, I mean, I'm trying to go the longest without saying a bad word, but eventually, for whether it's this or my acting career, I'll have to say a bad word. Um, Honestly, I'm okay with that. I just want people to realize that I'll say a bad word if I'm in character, but as an individual, I will never want to say a bad word. But yeah, just pretty much anything that's inappropriate or like anything with I guess demon worship or Satan worship. I can't deal with those ones, so I won't do those ones either.
Okay. That is it for questions for you as a narrator. The next set is for you as a writer.
Hit me with your best shot.
Which creepypasta do you wish you had been the one to write?
Oh, the one that wears mommy's skin. I really liked that one. I totally dug this other one. Oh, what was it? Oh, cabinets. That was something I like fell in love with, and it's like this like silly little short pasta. It's like a bite-sized one, but ever since I read it, I was like, this is something I would have come up with. Why didn't I think of this before the other person did? And I'm sure that there's like a bunch of others that I thought, but those two are the ones that really like come to mind right now.
Who is your favorite creepypasta writer?
Gold coin. But also I really like The Itch, and there was another one but I can't remember their name, but those two come to mind right now as well.
Gold coin is good.
That gold coin, man.
Where do you get your inspiration?
For writing creepypastas, honestly, okay, so this is gonna be a little bit of a story, not too long though. So, my grandmother had this big old, not like a mansion. I want to call it a manor. I actually don't think it was as big as a manor would be, but it was this big old house, this big old Tudor's house, and a lot of really, really freaky stuff happened back then. And when I was a kid, like I was like really terrified of everything and feeling a little bit adventurous too. I was like, oh, let's venture down into that dark little door in the attic and stuff. But you know, as I got older, I was like, you know, those are actually like they terrified me, but that's really good for a creepypasta. Like all those things that happen in that house are really good for that. So a lot of it stems from real life experience for inspiration base.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How has writing changed you and your life?
The way that I guess it's changed me when it comes to writing is it's helped me, I guess, think a lot more philosophically to an extent, or like it helps me create more because I'm an artist in a lot of different ways. I draw, I sing, I write and stuff. Writing is, I guess, one of the more newer ones that I've recently started to really hone down and whatnot. So it's kind of helped pull in together all the other artistic aspects of my life. And honestly, I think it's for the better because whenever I'm like facing something in real life, I think I always like revert back to like, you know, if I put this on paper, it could sound really good and like and I can express it in different ways. And same thing goes for you know, obviously I'm creepypasta writing where something could happen to you, whether it's scary or not, and you could change it or mold it and create something from it onto that paper or Microsoft Word.
Okay. And I lost my questions. Okay, here we are.
You're good.
Which creepypasta are you most proud of writing?
Definitely, oh, what did I call it? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. It's like been like a century since I've done this. I am really, really proud of writing this one I did with Mr. Vox Pernox as Freddy Krueger. I think I called it The Nightmare from Elm Street. It was like a pun on Nightmare on Elm Street, but it wasn't exactly Nightmare on Elm Street. But what happened in it was I just got into the genre of horror like intensely when I was 15 years old, and I watched all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies when my family and I were on vacation in our hotel room. And on the ride back home, I like fell asleep on the plane, figures, you know, and stuff like that. And I woke up and this like guy was like sitting next to me, and I looked over and he had like Freddy Krueger's hand, and I was like, oh shoot, I gotta get out of here. And he was like, no. And then he was like gonna kill me, and then I woke up and I was like, oh wow, it was just a dream, just like in the movie. It really freaked me out. And then, you know, obviously the next year I was like, I should make this into a creepypasta. So that's another one. It's kind of an original because, you know, Freddy's obviously copyrighted Wes Craven. But I'm really proud of writing that one because I felt like I really got into it with, since it came from my own experience. And Vox was also really, really fun to work with. I think that was one of my proudest pastas.
Why did you start writing?
I think I started writing because after a while of narrating different pastas, I kind of started losing interest in some of them, or I couldn't find good ones as well as certain other narrators could. And I thought, you know, like some of these ones are getting repetitive. Maybe I should try writing some of my own. And so I did. Once again, the experience thing. I have a lot of stuff to write about. I haven't even like made a dent in all the experiences I have potential to write about. But I think mostly I also wanted it to be unique, where if I wrote it, you know, obviously like not many other narrators would have it and stuff unless it like got hit big, but I never really post my stories on the network or the wiki or anything. So I just kind of started narrating, saying that if people liked them so much, the only place they could see them was on my channel. But yeah.
What is the earliest story you remember writing?
I would call this more pardon my French, I would call this more of a crappy pasta. I was writing an experience. This was, actually called it a pilot pasta. This was the first video I think I posted on my channel, post reaction video, where it was really just me sitting in front of a microphone talking about the first time I saw my first scary movie, and it was called The Grudge 2. And how years later I like kind of stopped being scared of her because I had this weird dream, another dream where we were like friends and we went to the mall, and like she like bought me like a blazer and I like bought her a dress or something like that. So I think that was the first one I've ever written that I guess touches creepypasta.
Do you remember what story you wrote before you wrote creepypastas? Or any of those?
I'm thinking, what came after that one? Probably, The Things You Fear Most. That was a little bit of a rhymey thingy that I had the Gigster read, and she was, you know, talking about all the stuff that you're scared of and how it's like right underneath your nose at the end.
Where do you see yourself going with your writing career?
I think probably not all that far. At least when it comes to creepypasta stuff, I'm definitely like better at like a lot of other things than writing creepypastas. I think if I put a little more time into writing it, maybe I could be a bit better. However, of course, like if it turned out really well, I'd be like, oh, I gotta like submit this at a play at my college or something. But I don't think I'm gonna be like famous for writing creepypastas, but maybe like somewhat known. Doesn't really bother me.
Okay. That is it for questions to you as a writer. And I have a few questions for you about Superhero Band.
Yes.
First of all, would you like to tell everybody what Superhero Band is?
Yes, I would. Thank you very much. So, right now I am making a cartoon. It's going to be an animated series with 30 or so episodes, at least like for now. It's going to be action, comedy, and musical, and it's called Superhero Band. So what it's about is it's about an angel in training who is sent down to Earth to watch over a pair of twins. And the twins, these little girls, convince her to become a superhero because they notice that she has like all of the angel characters have their own special power, but they all have these musical ones where if they play an instrument or sing something, it like comes out as like a beat 'em up sort of thing where you could attack other people with the music that you make. So The primary villains are based off of the Seven Deadly Sins. That was really fun to work on and cast and see all the different kinds of people and how they matched all the different kinds of characters. And later on, we meet a few more angels and a few more other characters, and they just have like this good old time kicking butt and whatnot with their voices and instruments, and also sharing off and showing off some morals and virtues, just like my channel name.
Okay. How did you come up with the concept?
Okay, so the main character is somewhat based off of me, not entirely, but somewhat based off of me. She gets a little bit of her look from me, and likewise the twins are completely based off of these girls that I know in real life. They're family friends of mine. I absolutely adore them, love them so much, know them through our church. So anyways, one time I think I was with them and I was like reading them fairy tales and stuff. We love visits with each other, and one of them said, "Oh, Giggles, you're like our guardian angel." And I was like, "Oh," and like my heart melted. And I was like, "Hey, that sounds like a really good idea for a cartoon." So I like kind of put it together, and over time I was like, "Oh, let's make her a superhero." And then I was like, "Oh, let's make her like have musical powers," because I've always been fond of that concept, and I've always wanted to do musicals and write musicals and work with other people who are into musicals. And yeah, the Seven Deadly Sin thing with the villain just came naturally because she's an angel.
What do you hope to achieve with the superhero band?
Honestly, I'm going to put in lots of morals and virtues. It's just my favorite thing to say right now. There's going to be like a bunch of different lessons per episode that could relate to real life, and I would be lying if I said I didn't want people to maybe like get a glimpse of God in this, where I'm not gonna totally like pump God like 100% in the show, like you have to believe in Jesus to really appreciate this show. But I did want it to be something where someone like me or anyone who believes in God, a Christian, Catholic, whatever, could watch this and say, "Oh, I like this because it points to God and it has, all this integrity and moral and stuff to it." But I also wanted someone who doesn't believe in God or doesn't maybe not even believes in anything to watch this and be like, "This is a really good show. I like it, and it has, some pretty good life lessons to it."
Who is involved in the making of it?
Aside from myself, I have a lot of other people that I know personally. They're not anybody that you guys might know through the internet, but the ones that you do know through creepypasta related things is Mr. Creepy VA, or aka Mr. Top Hat. We all call him V. And Vox Per Nox. They are my composers for this. I'm helping them compose as well. And I think V does the singing voice of one character, and Vox voices 3 characters.
And our last question for this section is, when will it be out?
I actually have no idea when it'll be out right now. We're kind of playing it by ear. I'm literally working on the storyboard in front of me right now for the first episode, and my animator team has I guess they've said that it'll take them like 2 weeks or so. So I'm really hoping sometime before New Year's, sometime this year, hopefully next month even. I'm really, really hoping for that. And we're going to get out a teaser pretty soon too, so I think that'll like probably sum up more information about that one.
Okay. And we are down to our very last question for you.
Ooh. Yes?
What is a fun fact about yourself?
Oh gee, I think the only thing that comes to mind as of right now, I didn't want to think about it before the interview started, just wanted it to be off the top of my head. Thinking about musicals and whatnot, I am a soprano, which is the higher female vocal register for singers. And I think the highest note I could hit as of right now, I haven't tried any harder anytime recently, is if you've seen Phantom of the Opera, Christine sings this song with the Phantom. The song is actually called Phantom of the Opera, and she hits this high E at the very end of it when she's vocalizing and stuff. I can hit the note above that, which I'm not exactly sure what note that is, but I just know that I could hit the note above it, and I'm very proud of that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, thanks. This is fun.
Well, since we are done with the questions, is there anything you would like to say before we wrap this up?
Not anything other than thanks for watching, everybody. I'm glad that you guys had a nice time listening to me and Cabot.
Okay, well, thank you very much for letting me interview you.
Thank you.
Anybody who has not checked out Giggles' channel, check the description below and go subscribe and watch her videos. And I guess that is it for now, so bye everybody.
Bye. Have a nice day.